Hello and welcome to chapter 6, the big one. This is the one that most people dread for a very good reason, and you'll see why. We start off in the room with the lady over here. And we have to, there's a newspaper that we can pick up, a couple of lockers that we can open. I don't remember what I get here. Explosive boats, hoard those if you get them. For some reason, did I actually pick those up? I think I was a bit of a doofus back there. I should have never picked those up, but okay. 5,000 to gel and harpoon boats. I also upgraded a couple of stuff. The sprint, yes. Didn't have enough to upgrade the sprint to maximum. This is a problem if you're going to try and run away from the haunted in this chapter. You want that sprint at maximum. But I didn't. I upgraded my agony crossbow so that I can carry more. And, no idea what oh yeah, grenades, because I was always full on grenades. That just pissed me off, so I just upgraded it. And then I believe I just go for explosive bolts and shock bolts, which is like the kings of the bolts are the kings of these runs, like absolutely. Critical damage on the gun's actually pretty good. Having a 50-50 crit chance to blow somebody's head off is great. I don't even remember if I actually I think I upgraded damage here. Yeah. Completely unnecessary, but... And then we proceed on to chapter 6. The amazing chapter 6. Chapter 6 is, believe it or not, the first time that I played this game, which I was playing it on Survivor. And that was like, I don't know, 2 to 3 years ago. Chapter 6 was one of my favorites. I didn't start hating Chapter 6 until Akumu. Because yes, it's kind of hard not to hate on Chapter 6 once you get to Akumu. But I actually did very much enjoy this chapter because I actually do like the dynamic between Sebastian and Joseph. And Chapter 6 is... one of those chapters where their friendship is on full display, and you do get a lot of backstory for them here. And there is even a scene here which I am never going to be doing in this playthrough because it would take too long and it's too complicated to achieve, especially on Akumu, where Joseph does save Sebastian. Sebastian saves Joseph, I mean, quite a couple of times during this chapter. So yeah, I am a fan of chapter 6, or at the very least I was a fan of chapter 6. Story-wise, it's probably one of my favorite chapters in the game. And yes, I am still salty that Joseph is not in the second game. And that still haunts me to this day. But and the safe man that we see here, he's my favorite enemy in the game. Definitely best design that I have seen in this whole game. But he's more prominent in chapter 7. Chapter 6 is mostly story, and I personally liked the story that was in this chapter. The gauntlet, however... We'll talk about the gauntlet. We will talk about the gauntlet because we are getting there.
Sebastian? Sebastian? Sebastian?
I think the fact that they actually animated his cheeks there, like like he actually had a mouth in that scene. Very interesting. Alright, so for this initial part, there's a couple of goodies that you can pick up here before you go into the gauntlet. Because yes, this chapter is an absolute roller coaster. Like, it does not slow down. I think I have the most amount of depth that I have had in the whole game in this chapter. Mostly because I was a dumbass. And I do actually try and do the risky strat for the gauntlet. And that's part of the reason why I was killed so much. Because you can be very wasteful in chapter 6, and that means getting a lot of bolts. So if you didn't collect all of your trap parts, if you weren't lucky with your bolts during the locker sequences, then you might wanna cry a little bit, because you're probably not gonna have the resources to be wasteful with chapter 6, because it is a waste. Like, that's part of the reason why I do try for the resource management strategy, and I do give it about an hour or so. So I did spend about an hour on this first wave that's coming up, trying to see how much I can manage the non-wasteful strategy, and I never got through the second wave. I'm going to tell you right now, I never got through the second wave trying to be trying to manage my resources. I had to waste so many bolts on this. It's not even funny, but it is by far the most consistent strategy, and I personally would say, why would you struggle, especially if you don't have the reflexes like I do. I don't have the reflexes to deal with this part, and my sprint is not upgraded to max, and that's a huge problem, because if you have max sprint, this part's not going to be a pain. And get ready for the death montage, because it's coming, and it's here. And these two guys killed me so many times, and I burned myself, and Joseph was in my way, and like, I burned myself again. And Joseph was in my way, and I ran into them, and I burned myself again. And these two guys, and he threw the axe, and I burned myself again. And what can I say? I ran out of sprint, and he got me again, and I burned myself again. There's about two strategies when it comes to this. For these enemies, just like in chapter 5, come in in waves, and yes, this hurt a lot. Like, I almost got out. And this is a successful run of the first room, so you can choose to shoot either the first barrel or the second one. If you go for the place where Joseph is, Joseph will be in your way trying to burn these two guys with that barrel. Joseph will be in your way, and it is very dangerous because you can burn yourself. Like, I burned myself so many times because Joseph was in my way. But if you manage to get rid of those two guys, these dudes here, these three guys who are chasing me, will spawn no matter what. So if you get rid of, whether you get rid of those initial two or not, these two guys will spawn no matter what. But if you don't kill these guys, no other wave will spawn, because the waves are set to spawn after you kill a certain amount of them. So long as you don't touch these three, nobody else will spawn, and you can kite them, and that's what speedrunners do. They essentially just kite these guys through the room, and they get through this. I only managed to successfully do this with this strategy about 3 times, and then the second room just killed me, because technically speaking you can do the strategy of kiting them in both rooms, but like, you have to be consistent with both this room and the room after. And there I got killed in the second room, and then the death started in the first room again, and trust you me, I died so many times, so many effing times. And it was just the first room. When I died in the second room, I cried, okay? Like, dying in the second room feels really bad, because struggling so much to get through this first room is annoying. And if you run to the left, this is a successful time when I burned those guys with the barrel that's next to Joseph. If you run to the other barrel, the guy with the axe will throw stuff at you. And here I'm going to show you the successful way of doing this, which is this. Wasteful. Build yourself as many of the flash bolts as humanly possible and just flash these guys until Joseph is done. This is the safe strategy. You still have to kill those first two dudes. You still have to kill them. But this one, like, and as soon as they are out, like, just flash them again. Just flash them again. You need about 3 bolts for this room, and you need about 4 or 5 for the next room, because the waves of enemies are not consistent in the next room. And this is the reason why I call this the wasteful strategy, because you need 8, 9 to almost 10 of those flash bolts. I don't know how many people have that amount of resources on hand so that they can do this strategy, but if you can, like, the moment I started doing this was my 3rd attempt, because those 2 guys in the beginning, you still have to kill them, and they killed me a couple of times. But this is by far the most consistent strategy, and it works, and it is wasteful as F. Like, if you don't have the bolts for it, you're kind of forged, because you can't do this. You're gonna have to kite the first room at the very least. And here I just kite the first couple of guys, and then I flash them, because there is no I do try to wait for those other guys, because after these 3 there will be more of them that pop, and these guys will be at a different timer than the other guy. And at this point in time, I just don't care. Like, I quite literally don't care, and I quite literally just spam bolts. Yeah, I do take the advantage of the fact that those dudes are were in a line, and I just wait for the next wave to pop, and I flash these guys. And somehow I didn't manage to flash all of them, if you can believe it, because of course I didn't. So, and again, some of them just don't want to get flashed, so I just waste the bolts. Like, that's the reason why I say this strategy is by far the most wasteful. Do you see how many bolts I wasted? Yeah. It is the most wasteful, but you know what? This gets you through. Like, this gets you through. If you can somehow manage to kite the first 3 while up until the other ones pop, so that you don't have to waste as many bolts as I did, because I had to waste another bolt there at the end to not get killed exactly at the end, and it is wasteful. Yes, I know, I wasted like a bajillion and 1 bolts. I don't care, it gets me through the room every single time. It's great. Don't shoot the statue right now. A lot of people shoot the statue from here. You don't need to shoot it from here, because it's a waste, because if you die, the statue will still be there unshot. That's all I'm going to say. Don't shoot that statue right now, and you would have consumed about a shot for no reason.
How much longer am I needed here?
You should always shoot the statue at the end after you kill the sadist. I went back into the room because I thought there were goodies to get, but no, there's no newspaper, no nothing, so I went back out. And I actually died here twice. Once because an explosion got me, and other times because a dude got me. And the 3rd time I'm pretty much just running around this place. Because I usually like to stealth this area and try and kill them one at a time. There's different strategies for this place. Mine is probably not the best. Because, yes, it isn't. I waste a lot of time, and these guys can be killed a lot faster. But I try to kind of sort of get them to a single place, but it doesn't like my bottle throwing skills were absolutely abysmal, so I end up having to flash both them and stealth kill these two. I was meant to throw the bottle in another direction and try and get them all to come to a single place so that I can explosive bolt their ass. There's I believe 4 guys, something like that up there. I didn't manage to because I threw the bottle right at me, so that was a fail. Now there's 2 more guys who are, if you can see them, up that ladder, and somehow they are alerted to my presence. Probably because of the previous guys, and they're trying to get to me, and one of them actually realizes, oh, he's down this ladder. Well, you can actually run away from him and kind of sort of get to this safe spot. If you get out of his line of sight pretty fast, you can then just stealth kill this man. And it's true for the other guy, but at the same time, for the other guy, I mostly just use Joseph, because a lot of people do forget Joseph doesn't die in one hit. Joseph actually has quite a bit of health, more than you. So you can just allow Joseph to take on some of these guys, especially if it's just one of them. You can just allow Joseph to take them out. Now, granted, you can't fully rely on Joseph because, but there he is. He actually took that guy out. And another dude spots me from the other side because I was a little bit dumb and I went to the other side, and Joseph actually takes this guy out as well. Like, you can allow Joseph to do some of the work so long as he's one-on-oneing them. He can actually do. He can actually be pretty useful here. After then I'm a little bit cautious because at this point in time, most of the guys who are here on the floor, it's just 4 of them. So it's the 2 that I killed plus the 2 that Joseph killed, and now there's no more of them here. And I should have figured that one out. I should have remembered there's only 2 of them at the upstairs. And by the way, this room is actually very dangerous because Joseph does like to run into the trap that's over there, and that can kill him. But I got lucky and that he didn't run in there, and I remembered about the trap, so I went to disarm it just to make sure that Joseph doesn't run into it like an idiot. And breaking those boxes actually got one of those upstairs dudes to react to the sound, and he did try, came down, and then he ran back up because he's stationed upstairs. So he ran back upstairs to his post, and he lost sight of me in the process. And I'm not really in a good position to shoot any of them, so I just run upstairs. Quite frankly, my strategy for this place is pretty weird. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I think there are plenty of better strategies out there than what I do, but I don't manage to just rush them. Quite frankly, I'm not good enough to rush them, so I waste a lot of time here. You can lure this guy to Joseph and Joseph can kill him, but quite frankly, he has an axe, and if he throws that axe at you, you won't like your chances. He gets up way too fast for my liking. And there's another guy who somehow got here. I don't know how, but at this point in time, no, there aren't many of them downstairs, so I can afford to just run around here, shoot some of these guys who are going after Joseph, because yes, if Joseph dies, you will restart. So you do have to heal Joseph, make sure that he is somewhat at full health. Then we have the dude who finally died. I wanted his axe because there's a sadist fight coming up, and if you axe him and flash bolt him, he's pretty much dead Flashbolt, stealth kill, and axe is pretty much dead. And you can actually use those traps on the other side of the walls to take out the guys from the other side. But you can also take them out by ignoring them and going straight for the sadist. That also works. Like, I never really bother with that other part. I only bother with this part because this whole walkway is the point where the trebuchets start hitting, and you need to... I don't even know if they're trebuchets. Wait, I don't even know what they're called. But yeah, that's me doing what I like to do best, which is snipe people from afar. And complain about Joseph. I was complaining about Joseph throughout this whole chat. Oh goodness. I actually do like Joseph. Like, he is a very likable character in this series. It's just Akumu makes anything unsufferable if they're not able to take care of themselves, and Joseph falls in that category pretty much the whole of Akumu, so I understand why people dislike him so much. There are actually a couple of dudes here that I do not forget about because I hear them. I know that they are there, but at the same time, right there, they're there. Quite frankly, I should have used the axe on them. I wasted my sniper rifle on them. I got one of them, I believe, but not the other. And I also fell down. Great job, me. And then Joseph is trying to follow me, even though I don't want to go down. Oh, actually, I do, because there's a bit of gel here, about 1,000 gel, and I do jump down to get it because I remembered it right there. And after this point, there's about one more dude over here, which is fine by me. And I actually use a freeze bolt because there's a trap over there, and I want to disarm it. Unfortunately for me, I don't actually get the trap. It was very stupid of me. This freeze bolt was absolutely wasted because I thought that it disarmed the bomb. It didn't. Bomb was still there and the bomb killed me. And here's a couple more death montages, because once you get there, the doors to those things open, and yeah, I get impaled a lot by when trying to shoot them. And here's the successful one. So you can shoot these guys with a handgun if your accuracy is upgraded to max. And don't worry, once you've died a couple of times, the guys from downstairs actually despawn. That's one good thing about this. If you get over there, the guys from downstairs will actually despawn. And I run to probably the most unsafe place ever, but I do manage to get I somehow don't get impaled there. Don't ask me how it didn't happen, because you saw 2 bolts flying past me. I don't know how it happened. And yeah, that guy missed me entirely. Don't know how again. And Joseph actually killed him before he could kill me. Like one time when Joseph is coming in clutch. And of course at this point, like, there's a lot of them, and once this whole gauntlet starts, a lot of people say that it's infinite. No, I've been here with the brass knuckles. It is not infinite, but it is enough of them that you will be in trouble, mostly because if Joseph dies, that's the problem. So you're kind of sort of, I decide to just leave Joseph alone and go down here, because if I shoot that last one and start the sadist fight, Joseph is safe. Joseph is absolutely safe. So my goal here is just to come here and shoot this guy. And once that guy is dead, because I am here, the sadist fight should actually start once that, there it is, and there's a checkpoint. And of course I die immediately because these guys were on me, and then I die a couple more times to the sadist. I get blown up by my own bomb, and while trying to kite him, I die. But once you do, you get a checkpoint here, and everybody else just despawns, and it's just you and the sadist. So if there was someone in the room with you and the sadist, you're fine. So my favorite strategy for this is just to snipe him with the gun, and then explosive bolt his ass. It is my if you have more flash bolts, like if that last period didn't just drain you of flash bolts, and there he is, he's dead. 4 explosive bolts and 1 knife would have gotten him, but the axe would have spared me some explosive bolts, but because I died so many times, I lost the axe, and I tried looking for the axe, but there was no more axe to pick up. So in case you don't die like I did, you can pick up an axe. And this is me just going around for resources, quite literally, nothing else. I just run around, get some resources. If you get this thing running, you will get the what is it called? You will get the levers running, and the one on the left is the one that you want to pick. The one on the right has mobs, the one on the left has goodies. I can get a bit of gel from here, as well as a bunch of resources, some trap parts, much needed trap parts, because if you use the strategy that I did for the previous room, you're probably low on those. And now I shoot the statue. This is the point where I shoot the statue, because if you shoot the statue earlier, trust you me, the statue will still be there if you die. So unless you can actually shoot the statue from the unless you can make this whole place in one go, I would not recommend you shoot the statue until the sadist is dead. And then I get the keys, and I am out of here.
Let's look for another way out.
And those are some of the most difficult parts of the game. Done well. A lot of people do hate the upcoming dogfight too. I found the dogfight okay-ish. There's plenty of ways to stun lock him and make him not as insufferable as the gauntlet in chapter 6. And I usually do forget a lot of things that happen in chapter 6. I do remember the story. I remember the story fondly, but a lot of the other things, no, not really. And there's a newspaper here. Eve. There's nothing else of interest is happening here. And during the upcoming fight, you're actually going to need an explosive bolt. You want to have an explosive bolt and put that on Joseph, because which is the reason why if you get an axe for the sadist, far more preferable, because I don't know how many of you just have 5 explosive bolts lying around. Or you can shoot the upcoming guys with either sniper rifle ammo or your handgun. They are in range, but Joseph will get kidnapped as soon as this scene.
Do you think Kidman is okay?
I don't like that they used her as bait. Almost like someone's toying with us. Hang in there. Just a little further.
So as soon as this section of the game will start, there's a scene over here that plays after the scene. Joseph gets kidnapped, or during the scene, and if he has an explosive bolt on him, his captures will be
You okay?
murdered. Otherwise, Joseph, you will have a limited amount of time to shoot them from this side before Joseph is executed himself, as the man in the scene was. And if he is executed, that is a death for you. So yes, the easiest way to get rid of this is to just put an explosive bolt on Joseph, blow those guys up, and you won't have to waste much of an ammo.
You should have just let them.
Huh?
And after this scene, I've seen speedrunners just do this section completely consistently where they stand on that ladder. I don't manage it. Like, there we go. He attacks me. They attack me every single time. Even though I kill the first guy, I don't know how they do it. They do it consistently. I can't. For the life of me. I have to attack all of these guys. Because I can't do it. And yes, I've killed this man and just sat on the ladder and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So I just shotgun them. That's my strategy. A lot more consistent than the other one. I just shotgun them on this sequence. Like, I don't know how they always hit me. And on Akumu, everything's a one shot. So even that random swing that they do sometimes, which has happened to me so many times, it's not even funny. Like, that random swing always gets me, because of course it does. So I just shotgun them. That's my strategy for this one. Because the other version just doesn't work for me. I don't know how or why or what am I doing different.
Hurry, this way.
That just forces me to use like ammo here, because a lot of people just save their ammo here, or at the very least that's what I see, but I don't know why or how or what.
Joseph, are you...
And this section
right?
is completely safe.
Yeah.
So this section is purely resource gathering. I'm just gonna break all of the boxes. I'm going to get the keys that are here, get a bunch of gel, because yeah, they put you through so many gauntlets in chapter 6 that I never realized this on any of the other difficulties, right? Because why would you? On the other difficulties, you have so much more resources. The traps, you can actually disarm those explosive bombs on the lower difficulties, because they are not like impossible. Like, the bombs here have such a short timer that it's stupid. And I never disarm any of them, except for a couple that I just shoot with the freeze bolts. I never disarm any of them because I can't. I don't have the dexterity or whatever it's called for that. I literally don't. So I don't get any of those bomb resources, and somehow, even though I was so wasteful of all of my bolts in this chapter, I somehow have like a bajillion bolts by the end of this playthrough, because I'm very diligent. I just break all of my boxes. I see a box, I break it. There might be a trap part in there. There might be something useful, you know? Like, whenever I can gather resources, I don't leave an area without gathering without gathering all of the resources that I can. Especially if they're safe like this. There is nothing that's telling you to like run around after this one. You can just take your time, get all of the resources, all of the gel, because the more you upgrade Sebastian, the better. And yeah, this next part,
Where do you suppose we are?
More like when? This architecture seems straight out of the Middle Ages.
Yeah, but there's electricity. Elevators. This place can't be real.
It's like jumbled up memories.
alright, so this next part is mostly, there's one dangerous dude here, and, that is the sniper that Joseph says he's going to take care of. Don't you ever believe Joseph. If you believe Joseph,
I'm counting on you.
You have been duped real hard if you believe Joseph. There is only one thing that Joseph is useful for, and that is actually the upcoming giant fight. It will take Joseph about 40 minutes to kill the giants by himself, but he will do it. That is Joseph's biggest asset in this chapter.
I think I'm okay. We should probably get going.
And I actually, on my first Survivor playthrough, let Joseph kill the giants for me because I was so low on resources at that point because I was spamming resources everywhere to get through these chapters on Survivor. And there is a newspaper and a missing persons report here in the room, so if you want to pick those up, you can pick those up. But yeah, I was spamming resources and I got because there's so many sections of the game that you don't know on an initial playthrough that you can just breeze through. Like for example, I spent 3 hours on my first run in chapter 3 because I was stealth killing all of those mobs. That was
Let me climb up here and see if I can get a look ahead.
stupid. Okay. Like the moment you figure out, oh, you can just go for the Sadist and everybody is dead, it's such a game changer. But you don't know that on an initial playthrough, so I was like lacking in so many resources. And there's a sniper here. Just take him out. It's the only guy who can actually kill you here. Don't leave that up to Joseph because he taking out that sniper, trusting Joseph to take out that sniper is not a good thing. And you can run by this section over here. If you go by the sides, you can actually run for a bit longer than if you just step through the mud from the beginning. But you have to shoot these guys because look how fast they are and look how slow you are. And even if you're walking with the gun pointed, they are still gonna be right behind you. And you actually, I don't even know how that man didn't kill me. I don't know, maybe they are forced to stop once that thing is pressed. I don't know, but here's a death montage. So the giants got me through there because yes, that man, if you're standing at a correct angle, can hit through there. And they got me twice, and the first time the giants were almost dead, but I just sit here. This is where I sit, and I cruise over here and I just let Joseph kill them. And because I sit this way, the giant who throws that thing can actually get me. And yes, I skipped through this. There's only one of them left at this point because, yeah. Joseph actually does act a little bit faster if you poke your butt a little bit from this place and you distract the giants. So yeah, that's the reason why I take risks.
Dead end.
I'll look for another route. Let's meet up by the horse statue there.
So yeah, that was the reason why I took risks during that fight, and that's the reason why I died twice the same time, like to this giant 2 times in the same way. And yeah, I'm just gonna be picking up my goodies, but I let Joseph kill them. I did not waste a single bullet on these giants. Like, it is not even worth it. No way, Jose. Not worth it as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely no. And there's 2 explosive boats here. Grab them. Very important for the upcoming dogfight. The doggo is nasty.
Wait, there was something about a horse in that house back there. Let me see what I wrote.
I guess we go down.
I guess so.
And for some reason we are brought back here, and quite frankly, I don't understand why, because you don't get anything. Like, you don't get anything. They probably wanted to skip showing, oh, you don't take fall damage. We already knew that. Sebastian doesn't take fall damage, so I take advantage of this and just open some lockers and I get a butt ton of gel, which is great. Like, past a certain point you start getting 5,000 and 7,000 gel, which is exceptional. You start getting a lot of Jow. And then I decide, okay, let's continue with the story.
You don't need to worry about me.
Alright, and during this part, you have this room, which is pretty much useless. I don't know why I forgot that there is nothing in this room, and I walked around it a little bit for no reason. And this room, where you have to turn the first two and that lever that is up. That last lever that has the body suspended, you have to turn those. And I forget. So I have to look at the wall, but if you can see at the wall, 7 is the one that is clear, so that, and 7 is this one that I'm standing next to, so you have to turn this lever because the body should not be on 7. And every other one should have a body. That's basically the puzzle for this room. So this one is 5, I believe, and 5 should have a body, so you lower the body. The other one's 3, and 3 already has a body on it, and
Doesn't mean anything to me, should it?
yeah, so that one is 3. 3 has a body. 3 should have a body. I don't even know why it took me so long. And I try shooting the statue. Don't waste your bullets on it. Just equip your agony crossbow and smash it with the crossbow, or shoot it when it's further away, because I wasted way too much time on that statue and it takes a while for it to come back around, so I decided to go back and do the rest of the bodies. That one needs to be lowered, that one needs to be risen. And then I go back to the statue and wait for it. Because yes, it actually, if you fail to get it the first time around, it does take you a while for it to up. And I managed to get it after I smacked it a little bit. After I had a couple of smacking sessions around. Took me a while to get it, but hey. Couple of bolts here. And now you can just run through. You won't die, that's the solution. Anyway.
It seems that was correct.
A lot of people put a bolt on Joseph. That's only worth it if you actually kill the dog on the first try. I'm not gonna put an explosive bolt on Joseph because I know me, and I'm not gonna kill the dog on the first try. And if you don't kill the dog on the first try, the same with the shock bolt in the previous chapter, you will lose that, and the second time around the doggo will not have a bolt on him. So there's no reason to waste a bolt for no reason, so I don't bother with that. Because I know my limitations. I know how bad I am. And this dogfight is actually was the least problematic thing of the whole chapter. Like, I died way more times to everything else. Except for this doggo. This doggo, I think. I don't know. I did die a couple of times. So you have to step on this pressure plate, get Joseph through, and you actually have to wait until Joseph gets through. You do need to wait for him. Otherwise, he will be stuck on the other side. And you have to step on the boat again.
Can you get it open?
Go to the door, wait for Joseph to open it, and get ready for the death montage. And he's a fast boy, okay? He gets me, like, these deaths were so fast, you would not believe. It was so fast, about 5 deaths, and then there's the successful one when I managed to run away from him initially. If I can run away from him initially, I'm fine, because I set up my explosive bolt, wait for him to pop, because he can pop out of quite a couple of bushes, and then, shock bolts, and then I just spam explosive bolts into his arms. explosive bolts and finish him off with the sniper rifle, and they're here. 4 explosive bolts, 2 sniper rifles. He's dead. Now for this one, there's actually a very easy solution. Again, credit to the speedrunners. To Jigsaw Killer in particular, he found out that the dog always comes from that bush, so if you just shoot an explosive bolt from that bush, you will always stun him. And you literally, when you grab the glasses, you will literally have enough time. But I recommend you grab the shock bolt first, because I didn't grab it because that stupid cutscene interrupted me grabbing the shock bolt. And that cutscene is triggered by you grabbing the glasses. So grab the shock bolt first and then grab the glasses.
It's not just about being unable to see. It's about
that way you will
It's all right.
you will be
Let's
very
focus on
safe
finding
if you shoot a shock bolt where I shot it, because the dog always comes from that direction. The doggo always pops from that direction, and there is a freeze bolt there. Grab it, and there's the gel, I believe, to the side
All that for a pair of glasses.
of this, so don't run directly for the door. Turn to the side here and go to this little place and grab the gel. It's about 1,000 gel. And now we are quite literally done with this chapter. Yeah, it took forever in the day. This was about, I don't know, 4 to 5 hours condensed in like a 40, almost an hour video, so very happy about that. Thank you for watching.